Hello, I'm back with some more Escape from Tarkov, and today is the day that we're going to be talking about the Scavs and the Scav boss in particular. Now, this is something that I've talked about it on the stream a few times, and I want to sort of get a bit more of a feedback if this would be something that you'd be interested in, and maybe to stop this Scav on Scav violence, that could be a thing. Now, we all know that Karma eventually is going to be in the game, so you can't really just go around shooting the PMCs, especially your own faction and that sort of thing. How it's all going to work, we're not 100% sure yet. We still have to wait on more details, and it's nothing really been revealed in quite a long time about what's going on. But one thing that I think everybody agrees on is that Scav on Scav violence needs to stop. I mean, you should be working together because it's you versus the PMCs. The developers have said that as well. You should be working together. Plus, I mean, depending on what map you're on, you've got 10, 20, whatever Scavs you're going to have aimbotters on your team. Why wouldn't you want to have aimbotters on your team? It's just that simple. So it should be you versus the PMCs and be working together. So I personally think this would just make it more fun and make it more engaging, because most of the times you just hop in, you wait for somebody to either loot or you get into a better position or you have the better weapons, the better armor, whatever, and it's kind of always the same outcome. But that way it sort of encourages a bit more team play, encourages a bit more sort of random moments between players, and it's going to be pretty cool. So the way I kind of been thinking about this is, what if every time you kill another Scav, you lose 1 minute to your respawn time? So now, right now, I mean, that's probably going to change in time, but right now it's 10 minutes for your Scav. You've died, you go back out of the raid, you survived, no matter, it's 10 minutes, and then you come back. So if you shot somebody by mistake, or somebody was shooting at you and you had to defend yourself, it's fine. You lose 1 minute, it's a mistake that you can live with. But if you keep doing it over and over and over again, so it's going to be 11 minutes, 12 minutes, 15 minutes, 16, 17, 18, 20, and it keeps going up and it keeps going up. And if you keep doing it, eventually after a couple of months play, you're looking at maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours, maybe even longer for your Scav to spawn. Now, I know you're probably thinking, well, it doesn't really matter because the patching and the wipes and all that sort of stuff. Well, lately they've not really been doing full wipes. They've been doing sort of partial wipes, keeping traders, keeping certain things, so they don't completely do them anymore. And I think this is the way forward from now, and you're going to see less sort of wipes, and your character and your progression stays, because it's just hard to level up. It's hard to max out your skills. It's hard to do a lot of things when you only have, say, 2-3 months or whatever it is between sort of major patches. So I think that's going to be dying down slightly in the next patches to come. But I think if you work together as a team, as a Scav team, and you sort of see another one, okay, cool, it's me and you versus somebody who's got 4 Kiva, whatever helmet it's going to have on, best guns, best armor, so it's going to be you and him versus that one PMC. I think it's just going to create a bit better sort of mechanics, a bit better gameplay, better experience, where you know that you've got somebody to sort of watch your back, instead of, oh, look, there's a Scav, let me just shoot him for a pump shotgun that's worth 6k or whatever it's worth. You know, it's just not worth the time, and it's not worth the money. So you'll have to let me know what you think about this idea. I know they kind of said, well, we're not really going to do anything against Scav. It's a lawless bandit world out there, but I think it'd still be something cool to do something with Scavs as well. While you might not get the same karma that you have for the PMCs, and I know they talked about that a little bit, and you'll find sort of links about that sort of stuff in the description if you want to read more about it. I think something to stop the sort of Scav on Scav violence that kind of everybody's tired of a little bit, that's the way to go forward. So you'll just have to let me know what you think about it, and you think that's going to be a good idea. Now, the next order of business would be the Scav boss himself. Now, we know there's going to be a couple of more bosses on the new maps to come, on some of the existing maps that we have already. And I do like the idea of having the Scav boss spawn 100% rate. I think it's pretty cool. You're always guaranteed to have some good action in certain places. You know he's going to be either at the customs gas station, or you know he's going to be around dorms. One thing that I would love to see more, I'd love to see them roam a bit more, so he's not always guaranteed to be at that particular location or at the next one. You just do a quick little run, you run for it, and if he's not there, you go to the next one, and then that's it. I've noticed a lot of times I played a lot of night raids and day raids just to see how it all plays out and how it is, and mostly it's kind of always gone the same. Either you've got the first guy that gets there really quick, that's going to have a bit more gear, and I've noticed a lot of people running a lot more gear now, which is kind of cool, and I think that's something that the game needs more. It needs to get away from that gear fear, but we've talked about that plenty of times before. And either they start taking out the Scav boss really quick in order for you to get a couple of guns of his bodyguards, either take 1-2 pot shots at him just to see where they are and get him into a position, and then wait for somebody to come in and actually engage the Scav boss, and he'll just shoot you from a bush or something like that. So it's getting a little bit too predictable how the outcome goes on every time you see the Scav boss. Either you get to him first and you shoot him, or you wait for somebody to engage. You know what he is, he's going to give his location away, and then you just shoot him, and then that's it, you're done. So I think by making him roam a bit more, making him, giving him an extra posse, 2, 3, or whatever you're going to give him, and making him roam throughout the map, and making him sort of randomly spawn throughout the map, again, you're going to create something differently, because you just don't know what's going to happen. A lot of the times when you, say, start a raid on customs, you're always going to hear fire at the front and the back of the map, because you know there's going to be a lot of spawns around there, you know there's going to be people around, so you think, okay, well, that's just a couple of guys that found themselves, they're shooting at each other, nothing really to worry about for now. Or unless you really want to get in some quick action quickly, then you just rush that location and you know you're going to get some action at one point or another. But again, it creates a better experience by not telling you exactly where the boss is, and not having to wait for somebody to come out of dorms while, let's say, you and a buddy playing together. And I've seen a lot of people playing squads these days. I'm kind of not seeing a lot of randoms these days, sort of random lone wolves. A lot of people are playing sort of squads of 2s and 3s, and you can basically cover dorms from 2 sides. If you know somebody's in, all you have to do is make one little peep, and you know he's going to be in, you stay on the other side, your buddy stays on the other side, and you can just watch him and wait for him to come out. Now, sure, there's going to be other ways for him to sort of jump off and whatever, but mostly you can cover sort of choke points and things like that. And that's why I think by letting him sort of roam a lot more and having him randomly spawn throughout maps, no matter what you're playing, if it's playing customs, woods, interchange, shoreline, by having him sort of spawn a bit more random and not in a set location, I think it gives you a bit more choice, and it gives you a bit more of a sort of fear, because you just don't know who you're going to run into. You know, a lot of people spawn in and immediately start running. If you're a hatchet man or you've got a pistol or something that you're not really worried about to lose that much, you just start running through. But now you can't really, because you got to be careful, because he might be in those woods in front of you the way you're going. So let me know some of your ideas, what you think about these, and if you enjoy the video, give it a thumbs up, post a comment, and I'll see you in the next one.